What have you been shooting today? Shooting some different content on the boat, or you
sure. It's a little bit of everything.
Nice. Like, so when you say a little bit of everything, like, are we talking like, we're doing some anal, some fingering, some girl on girl stuff, or is this more like, stuff I've never done before on a boat?
So basically, it's when I say a little bit of everything, it's like from conservative, like being just cutesy, smiles, this and that, to having my titties out, this and that, ass up in the air, and then fucking myself in the back room.
Love that.
Type thing. It's like a little bit of everything. Didn't do anal today.
No anal today. God.
Not today.
It's Friday. Anal's not
It's more of a Saturday thing.
Yeah, I don't think you don't want to start your weekend off with something in your butt. Yeah, you want to end it with something in your butt so you can recover a little bit. So, tell everybody what's your background, like where, like, who you. We just met on the boat here. We're actually out here in Newport Beach on a beautiful fucking boat, if you can possibly see. That's why we're bootlegging this from far away. But I have with me Amber Adams. But tell everybody a little bit more about, like, what you do and, like, really what your story is.
So I'm from Connecticut, and I currently live in Maine, which every person out here, when they're like, "Oh, where are you from?" I said Maine, and they were like super surprised. Is that a weird thing to be from Maine?
Well, it's not the usual suspects that we get. Yeah, it's
what
not.
do you usually get out here?
Well, everybody, I guess Maine would qualify, but we get a lot of, like, people from Boston, people from New York, like these other big cities where weather's fucking terrible, but that they're still super proud about where they're from. So they come out here and be like, "I'm from New York." It's like, well, then why are you here?
Like, cool.
Yeah.
I said Maine, and people look at me like I have 7 heads. They're like, "You're from Maine? That's a ways away," things like that.
When you say Maine, though, like, do people automatically assume, like, lobster, like, stereotypical things?
They assume cold.
Cold? Okay.
Lobster. That's what they assume. Like flannels type thing.
All right, so tell me about some of these Maine hicks. Like,
so I love Maine. It's not for everybody, for sure. It's very, like, the old crowd. It's very much old crowd, nature. I'm super passionate about, like, nature and animals.
Yep.
So that's why Maine works for me. Mm-hmm. But it's a lot more quiet and tight knit. Like, to go to the grocery store, you have to drive like 20 minutes.
No way.
Yeah. And, like,
so DoorDash isn't a thing in Maine?
No.
Okay.
No. And, like, it is, but to an extent. Like, you can have, like, 2 restaurants on there.
I like that, though, because, like, I started cooking recently, and, like, shit's changed my life. Cooking.
For sure.
And, like, and making your own meals. Is that kind of like the structure in Maine, or are there a lot of restaurants?
There's not. Cooking for yourself is, like, that's what I'm passionate about. It's like making my own recipes.
Love that.
Yeah, like creating new vegan recipes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vegan. Yeah. I was a vegan for 3 years. And this just goes to show, like, how different our bodies are, right?
So different.
Like, I absolutely loved it, and I felt healthy, but, like, unfortunately, I wasn't the committed vegan. So, like, when I was doing veganism, I was like, "Oh my God, this is a burger substitute or a chicken wing substitute." And I thought just because it's vegan, and back in my mind, like, this is healthy, but, like, you really have to be cooking your own food. You gotta be doing your own stuff, and it helps when you don't have a fucking restaurant with 20 minutes.
When you use the substitutes, it's like that's more of a cheat meal.
Yeah,
like a cheat meal would be, a veggie vegan pizza or a vegan chicken wing type thing. That's like a cheat meal.
Okay,
because it's processed, But cooking for yourself, like, I like to just throw a bunch of recipes together. Mm-hmm. Like, growing up, I had broccoli casserole as a kid. What
is, like, explain that recipe, because not everybody might know that.
So broccoli casserole, it would be eggs, cream of mushroom soup, and butter. And then, of course, broccoli and cheese, which are all things vegans can't have. So then one day I just went in the kitchen. I'm like, I'm going to make a vegan one out of this. So I made it all. I was trying to make, like, a vegan broccoli casserole muffin. It went to shit. But it's because it didn't rise. And then it got liquidy. So I was like, okay. I tasted it. I was like, broccoli, cheddar, mac and cheese.
There you go. Look at that.
There you go.
You came away with something new.
And just it tastes like broccoli cheddar cheese because I use nutritional yeast.
Woo.
Yeah. So it's like there's a way. There's definitely a way. There's a will, there's a way. That's what I say.
so tell us about the will. Like, you're on OnlyFans, right?
Yeah.
Is that's kind of that's your thing. You've obviously turned a lot of your creative passions and monetized them. We talk a lot about on the show just about the unconventional ways that our generation makes money, right? Yeah. So like we interview on this show comedians, we talk to people that are OnlyFans stars, we talk to people that are just finding different ways to be successful. So when you define success in your own way, is success as simple as I got to show a bunch of people my fucking sexy body today? Or is it a little different and you have a different metric of success and OnlyFans is kind of paying the bills? Because I feel like there's some people are paying just doing it to pay the bills, but then there's also people that are very drawn to the marketing side of it. Like we've seen a bunch of girls here today where it's like they're really into like, oh, we're gonna shoot this new type of TikTok skit with this, and this. So like, how do you think about it? Is it
okay? So my point of view is being able to make your own schedule is super important to me.
Okay,
and OnlyFans does that for me. So I love OnlyFans. Like OnlyFans completely changed my life. For sure.
Nice.
Completely changed my life. And I am so grateful for that. So before OnlyFans, I was a nursing assistant in a nursing home for Alzheimer's patients.
Oh.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. So, which I love doing. I loved it so much, but they don't pay nearly enough.
They don't pay enough to get hit on by old guys.
It's not even getting hit on, it's getting punched and stuff like that.
You got punched in a nursing home?
I worked with Alzheimer's veterans.
Got it.
So they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And for me, any job that I have, I wanted to do something that was beneficial for other people as well. Mm-hmm. I can help them, which is what my job was, helping them at the end of their lives, basically.
Yeah, it's important.
And making them feel important, and because each day is different for them because they don't remember.
My grandfather had Alzheimer's, and to your point, not everyone's as fortunate to have a family to support them at that end and to actually guide them through. We were there. Papa, you are not in Italy right now.
Yeah.
But then so after a while, we were like, okay, let's just allow him to think he's in Italy.
That's what you have to do. That's what you have to do. Exactly. You have to let them, if they're in a moment, let them be in the moment. My resident would be like, oh, I'm waiting for my cab. And I'm like, it's 2 a.m. And there's he's waiting for his cab. He has a suitcase packed. And I'm just like, do you want to go get a donut? Something like that, distract, let them think that they're waiting.
Yeah, the cabs are backed up right now. Let's go get a drink.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. I think helping people is what I'm super passionate about. But to come back to what your question was, OnlyFans it lets you do what you want to do. Mm-hmm. It gives you the outlet to express yourself how you want to express yourself, and there's nothing in between. So.
Have you found a new way to help people outside of, say, the nursing home? Because now that you have all this free time and all and with OnlyFans, how are you taking what you're doing now and this money that you're making, all this freedom?
Yeah.
And what's the next step? How do you help people next?
So my next step is honestly anything that I have the chance to help people, I do it, even if it's just paying it forward at Dunkin' Donuts. Thing,
Yeah.
I know it's super simple, but I think it, when someone buys my coffee for me, I'm just like, oh my word, that was so nice.
Yeah.
Things like that. Or if I see someone elderly at the grocery store and they need help, bringing their groceries to the car, I go out of my way to do that. Just things like that. I just feel like being a good person at the end of the day is what life's about. Mm-hmm. And with the money that I'm making, I like to support other things that matter. My big focus right now is children's hospitals.
Nice.
Donating to that and animals.
Oh, animals.
Yeah.
Don't get me started.
Yeah, I'm a big animal person.
Are you dog or cat?
I have both, so I don't have a preference. Yeah.
You don't pick favorites. Nice.
I don't pick favorites. My dream is to have a big field of animals in Maine I want a donkey to start. Mm-hmm. I want 3 goats. I want 4 ducks.
Yep.
and the rest will come. But I need farm animals.
See, now we're getting somewhere, because when you said I just like to pay it forward at Dunkin' Donuts, I'm like, girl, you're gonna be going to a lot of Dunkin' Donuts.
No, I'm just saying when I go to Dunkin'.
Yeah, but no, this is good. This is good. Like, you know, you've got this animal farm in mind.
Oh yeah,
the
for
freedom
sure.
the freedom to, you know, express yourself and make money on your own. You know, how is OnlyFans been? Is it a bittersweet relationship for you, or is it more been mostly positive, and like you don't really focus on some of, you know, the negative of having to deal with super horny guys?
I think so far the experience has been super positive. I've definitely have gotten strange requests.
Okay.
You know, that are definitely outside of my comfort zone. And I'm like, that's a little weird. But if that's what you're into, okay, cool. Because that should be an outlet for people to just come and express their sexual feelings, you know. But
are you would you say that you're a very sexual person by nature, or was it more along the lines of like OnlyFans has helped you explore how sexual you can be?
For sure. I think OnlyFans helped me explore, because before OnlyFans, I was super like, oh, I'm just gonna have sex with one guy. That's it. Now I'm like, oh, cool. You want to have a threesome? Can I fuck your girlfriend? Type thing. You know, like now I'm super like into my sexuality and things like that. Like just recently, it was probably 4 months ago, I had my first threesome.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
27.
27?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
how old are you?
Saved it for the good stuff. I'm 33.
33. Yeah.
I remember the first, during college, I was looking for a girl male threesome for the longest time. And for whatever reason, that was the hurdle in college that I couldn't get over, because I was like, I would love to have this, but for whatever reason, I was finding all these girls that just viewed me as boyfriend material.
Oh yeah, you know? For sure. In college, that's what it is.
And like I'm not the jealous type, so I had all these male female threesomes, but no female male threesomes. And I met this girl in Vegas on the dance floor. I don't know if have you ever been to Artisan in Vegas, the Artisan Hotel. This is like the sketchy, not like it's sketchy off the strip type of place where it's like, this is not where you go listen to Martin Garrix. This is where you go and meet like the wild people that live in Vegas, the locals, like the people that are into all kinds of weird shit, right? So just to preface where I was at, and I'm dancing with this girl, and she's like, hot Asian little girl. She's like, do you want to have a threesome with me and my roommate? And I was like, hey, this is my shot. Like, let's fucking go. Like, this is it, right?
Go.
And so I'm like peacing out to my boys at the table. Like we're walking out. Get back to her place. She lives in this place called like the Vidara. And it's like this really nice hotel complex that's like right near the Aria. Her roommate was this really hot Indian girl. And I normally like am a little bit more like leaning towards Eastern European Russian.
Is that your type?
That's more my type. Yeah. But I don't discriminate. I saw this girl, I was like, she's hot.
Yeah.
Right? She's hot. Right? Let's go for it. And so as we start going on, the girl that brought me back, she's like, hey, I like as we're like mid threesome, right? Like I'm sucking on her roommate's titties, like we're going down, we're getting down and dirty into it. And she goes, I have to tell you something. I was like, what? And she's like, I'm like you. I'm like dancing away, grind. I'm like, what does she mean? I like you. I was like, oh. She's like, no, I'm like you. And I was like, okay.
Wait,
so
I'm like you.
She's like, meaning she also has a penis. And so, and so I was like, look, no disrespect. Like, I'm totally game for everybody doing their own thing and how whatever makes you happy. I just don't think I'm gonna get hard and be into this, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, well, you know, I'll make you a drink and, you know,
see what happens.
Well, because this was before Uber, so I had to wait for like them to bring my car around to like the valet and stuff. So this was like before Uber.
Wait, so are you like into males like at all?
No,
just like
no, I'm not. My life would be way easier if I were gay.
Okay, fair.
You know, like, I wish I were gay, and I definitely wish I were bi, because all those lonely nights where you don't get laid, gay and bi men do not have that problem.
But you like pussy. So.
I'm addicted to the hardest thing to get. So she's like, let me make you a drink before you leave. I was like, okay, great. My car's not gonna be here for a while. I slam this vodka drink she makes me. I go downstairs, and as I'm driving back to my hotel, I start losing losing feeling in my lower half all the way to my feet. Like I can't, I like all of a sudden start feeling like I can't feel my legs. So much so that I was at the red light and I was pushing the gas with my arm and like driving like
they
this.
Drugged you?
And so she roofied me, and so I'm back at my place, and I'm crawling. Have you seen the Wolf on Wall Street?
Yeah.
You know when he's crawling out of that Testarossa and the lightning, right? That was me.
Why can I picture that right now? I can see you just like.
Yeah, I'm just like my legs up. So I'm crawling out of this car. I crawl up to the valet's like, you can't park it. I'm like, you'll tow that shit. I can't
like, fuck you.
So
like,
I'm crawling up. I'm crawling up to my room. My friends get me, and meanwhile, like as I walk back in my room, randomly Coolio the rapper is like sleeping on my couch, which is totally random. So my friends are like, we're all going to Wet Republic. I'm like laying there, like I'm afraid that I'm like paralyzed at this point. Like I didn't put 2 and 2 together that it was like a horse tranquilizer. I thought that I was legitimately paralyzed. And my friends are like, we're going to Wet Republic. And I was like, I can't go. Like, no, you're coming. These were my friends at the time, how persuasive and how they would not say no in college. They carried me into Wet Republic on their shoulders. They're like, move out of the way. We have a paraplegic. We have a disabled person. And Wet Republic pulls out a wheelchair. They wheel me in. They give me a free cabana where I'm sitting there drinking like Bloody Marys to Steve Aoki playing.
Like, I'm going to keep doing this.
Yeah. And like up at that time, I hated tomato juice, but
so good.
Yeah. But those Bloody Marys brought me back to life.
For sure.
With a little Steve Aoki and a little Bloody Mary, like that feeling in my legs came back. But that was an absolutely crazy time.
Did you ever like hit her up and like, what the fuck did you do to me?
Oh no, this was like a random person that like I pulled off the dance floor. Like,
you would have never gotten her contact information, anything.
There just was no reason to. Like I was like going back there for the threesome. Yeah. And maybe after a successful threesome, I'd be like, yo, let's change.
Yeah, but it was not successful.
Very far from.
More so you got paralyzed from the neck down.
Yeah.
Waist down,
yeah. But since then, Bloody Marys have been my true form as far as recovering is concerned. So, but yeah, that's a funny threesome story. Have you had anything on your side as far as like threesomes or very weird experiences that you normally tell?
Yeah, I don't know if I should tell this, but I'm going to tell anyway. So I've only had one threesome in my whole life.
Okay, when you were the one
I told you about, yeah. And so I was hooking up. This was the second time I hooked up with this couple, though.
Okay.
And I didn't know about any of this till the next day because I blacked out. And everyone told me the next day what happened. So I was hooking up with this girl, whatever, like going down on her and stuff like that. And then her boyfriend started pulling my hair and I punched him in the face because I have extensions in. So I got mad. So apparently I punched him in the face and I didn't know until the next day. I woke up in bed with this dude and he's like, yeah, they don't fuck with you. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, he punched him in the face. I'm like, oh, fucking A. This is why I don't drink tequila. Give it. I'm drinking tequila right now. This is the first time I drank tequila since then.
Okay.
I said I will not drink tequila anymore since then, but here we are. We're on a fucking boat.
Yeah. So. Amber has not punched me in the face yet.
Yes. Yes. No, I guess I just get super aggressive when I drink tequila. It's super like assertive.
It's because it's only alcohol that has sugar in it.
Yeah.
It's the only alcohol that they say is not a depressant. So when you do that, you're definitely you're throwing in some different cards with this mic.
Well, I mean, he pulled my hair. I have extensions in. Come on.
Yeah, dude, this isn't the 80s. Like,
no, I used to love having my hair pulled, but now it's like you're gonna pull it out of my fucking head. So. Let's not do that. Why eat your girlfriend out? Let me finish.
Unless he's like, yo, here's $800 for new extensions. I'm gonna pull your hair all night.
Exactly. Yeah. For sure.
Because guys definitely don't know this.
They have no idea.
Extensions are like a fucking expensive.
They're expensive as fuck, and they're literally in your hair. So if you pull an extension, you're pulling my real hair too.
Right.
So you're ruining my real hair.
Yeah.
Like
so
yanking it. Bald spots.
I would say very similar to how guys feel after they overpay for a prostitute. That's probably how girls feel when they get their extensions yanked.
Hell yeah.
Like we just had sex, but now I'm in fucking $700.
Yeah, so you owe me $1,000 for that. It's like, people don't know I have extensions and that's the thing.
They're beautiful.
Thank you. But people can't tell sometimes unless the track's
red up here.
Yeah. I made it so it's like it flows you know, so it doesn't look fake. But sometimes you can see the tracks, and some people are like, I had no idea. And I'm like, now you know, don't pull my fucking hair. Like, just don't do it, please.
Well, that's why, and I don't know if you've ever been to any parties like this. I got started getting invited to like these eyes wide shut type of masquerade sex parties. And I have mixed feelings about it now because like when you get too involved in the swinger community, these people are like very, very like, they're so open with sex that they take almost like the romanticism out of sex.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, yo, fuck this girl now. You fuck over here. It's like, I
want to enjoy it.
Call me old fashioned, but like I want to feel like a little bit of an attraction or passion, and then I want to feel like it happens a little bit outside of the control of like normal things, you know. But the nice thing about that though is like people in that community, you establish a little bit of ground rules, or like you there's a constant, you know. All right, cool. What are you into? What do you like? What you don't like?
No kissing, just fucking type thing, or like no, like they have like boundaries.
Well, they're just like in a. For example, if we were to put you in a sex party, the someone would be like, "Yo, are you cool if I grab your hair?" And you'd be like, "No," and they'll be like, "Okay, I'll spend." You like there is that kind of level of like of consent, but I think like the holy grail is being able to get consent, but like also not make it feel mechanical.
Yeah.
You know?
It just has to be natural type thing. Like something that you would do naturally in a situation, except you're being recorded.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know? So it's like, I don't want you to pull my hair. Do you know that before? And I feel like you need to have the yes and no's before you do a situation. Mm-hmm. So everyone's like this and that. But at the same time, it's like, I feel like I have a lot of no's if I were to say them all, but I feel like some things should just be given. It's like, my no's would be, don't pull my hair, and I don't want cum on my face right now. Mm-hmm. I just did my fucking makeup. I don't want cum on my face, you know? And then after that, I would have a bunch of no's, like, don't slap me across the face, don't spit on my face, don't punch me in the face. But it's like, do you have to say those things? You know, it's like, do you have to say all those things, or are they just like a given?
Exactly. Like and that's, but I feel like if you have the attraction before, you kind of, you feel out the person as far as like what type of person they are, right? Because like if you're attracted to a very aggressive person, you guys mostly know going in like, okay,
I want you to beat my ass.
This is going to be aggressive. But like if you're going out to a nice dinner and the guy is kind of like courting you and being super sweet, then it's like, okay, like it goes without being said that I don't want a fucking black eye out of this.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
Have you done any scenes where it's felt like more natural, like were you like really attracted to a specific actor or actress where it kind of felt like, wow, this kind of like resembles dating a little bit?
Like I said, I haven't really done many scenes yet. Okay. So I'm like beginning. I'm just starting out. So I haven't really done anything like that. I've done more like solo stuff. This guy that I used to film with, for him, I guess it was more passionate, but for me, it was just.
When you so let's talk about that then, because like when you do solo stuff, do you put yourself in a certain mindset as far as like, or is it basically like I'm just gonna film myself masturbating like I normally would?
That's what I do. Okay. I just forget about the camera.
See,
honestly.
All right.
Like I put the camera up, I set it up. And then I just start fucking myself until I come. And I usually come like 3 times.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, girls, you're leaving money on the table every time you masturbate.
Yeah, for real. No, I do it for my pleasure. And then I look at the video after. If I like it, whatever. If I don't, whatever. Like I can edit out the beginning when I start recording and edit out the end when I'm just like, you know?
Yeah.
Like I love masturbating. I'm good at making myself come. So if people want to pay to see it, fuck it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Put it out there. What's next? Like when you think about like, you know, is there something in between the Animal House and where you're currently at that you're focusing on, like as far as like your goals or what you're trying to achieve? The reason I ask this question is because I think a lot of girls look at OnlyFans and they think, oh, like I don't want to get stuck in that, or if they do get into it, they're like, but where would I go after that?
Yeah,
you know,
for sure. And that's a really good question. So for me, it's like I want to get in a good place with my OnlyFans where I'm like in a spot financially like super stable. Mm-hmm. And then I would like to do something. My main passion would be to be a veterinarian, but I know it's like 10 years of schooling. So I know that's a lot, but
maybe open a rescue then, like
a rescue, or open like a vegan restaurant and like things like that. Just something that I'm actually passionate about.
Yeah.
You know, like I go to work each day and I'm like, hell yeah, I love this. Like, which I love OnlyFans. I love coming, obviously. Like I love doing things like that. So for me, it's like it would be to get to a spot where I'm financially stable enough to like open my own vegan restaurant, or even maybe my own agency where I can like help other girls that are starting out, you know, that are uncomfortable. Because like I'm just starting out. I have no idea how to model. I don't know what I'm doing. So make girls feel comfortable. You know, I feel like girls need to be more comfortable with their bodies. And nowadays it's like everything on Instagram is like, oh, like super filtered, this and that, which is fine. I use filters. I use editing and shit like that. But it's like the other girls don't know that. So they look at these people and they're like, I wish I looked like that. And it's like, no one looks like that. We don't look like that, you know? So it's
we
like,
could be made to look like
that. So like I really want to make women feel comfortable in their bodies, and something with animals and something with veganism. Those are my 3 like passions.
Well, if you're comfortable sharing your broccoli casserole recipe, we'd love to have that.
Hell yeah.
If not,
I don't have it on me.
Send Plame. We'll put it in the show notes, but you know, definitely send some of that my way, because that sounds delicious. But when I did, so during COVID, I was looking for other ways of making money too, but I was more focused on like, how do I bring my sales and marketing skills to the table? And I felt like, okay, I'll start my own agency, which it turned out great, but I don't think I had the ability, being a white masculine male, to like make women feel comfortable with the decision, right? So I think when you say like, you know, I want to start my own agency, I think there's a lot of opportunity there to like, you know, help hold the hand of women that want more freedom, but have this mentally conflicting belief that somehow just by selling their masturbation videos, the world's going to shame them forever, or that they're never going to be able to do anything.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that like the big point of this podcast is to showcase that like, look, like even if you take a route that's frowned upon at the start, you can build that to something
else.
Yeah, to something that's so admirable and so, you know, relevant to what everybody else is going through. So I'm drawn to that, and I hope that, you know, that works out for you. And also, you know, when you're rescuing animals, we'll post those, and we'll try to find more homes for animals as well. Oh, cool. Like tell everyone where they can find you, you know, plug yourself. Is there anything you're working on that you want to plug specifically, or just the OnlyFans Instagram content?
Yeah, that's it right now. Okay. OnlyFans, Instagram, Amber Adams Real.
All right.
That's where I'm at.
All right, guys, we got to get back to partying and drinking, which is basically all we've been doing on this boat all day. We all came here to make content and have been just sitting on this yacht having a good time. So, Amber, thank you for breaking it up for us.
Thank you, for sure. Thank you. Hey. Let's go drink.